Right, welcome back to another on-base baseball video. My name is Brian Hafferkamp, and I'm the designer and creator of the game On Base Baseball. And in this game, we're going to continue our Braves instant replay as the Braves head to Philadelphia to take on the Phillies in this National League East matchup. This game was played on June 28th. It's being recorded on June 30th, so we're about a day late on this one. But in the, I think the game was 5-3, I believe. I think that's right. Score. The game was 5-3. This is a win from the Braves. And we'll see if they can match that here on the tabletop. Let's just walk through the lineups. It's going to be Dansby Swanson leading off at short. Darno, the catcher, is batting second. Olson at first. Riley at third. Ozuna is playing in the outfield in this game. He's playing left. Mike Ford, who I have not known in the past, but Mike Ford is DHing. He's a recent pickup for them. Arcia at second base, Adam Duvall in right, and then Michael Harris, the second, is in center field. No Acuna in this game. He had bruised his foot. I think he's supposed to be back in the June 30th game or the next series. I'm not sure exactly when he's going to be back. They go to Cincinnati next, so that'll be the next game up. Starting for the Braves is going to be Charlie Morton, the veteran right-hander. He has a 3.89 FIP. He can go 25 batters. He's starting to even things out and straighten things out a little bit. So pitching much better than he did earlier in the season. For the Phillies, it's going to be Schwarber leading off in left. Rhys Hoskins at first base, be hitting second. Nick Castellanos is a DH. Real Muto is in the cleanup spot. He's catching. Gregorius at short. Odubel Herrera is in right. Alec Boehm at third. I knew I was going to forget his name. What's his name? Bryson Stott. Bryson. I was thinking Tayson for some reason. So Bryson Stott is at second base. I believe he's a first-year player. And then Mickey Moniak, the center fielder, is going to be in the ninth spot. Pitching for the Phillies is going to be Zack Wheeler. Another really good year for him, 275 FIP, 27 innings pitched, and it feels like Wheeler has definitely turned the corner in his career. Always had electric stuff with the Mets, but has really figured some things out with the Phillies. I expect between these two, it's going to be, unless the dice all go against one or the other, it should be a good pitching matchup in this one. So let's go ahead and get it started. Using our on-base dice roller here, which you can find at this URL. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe put that in the link or the link in the description. All right, so let's get started. Top of the first inning, it's going to be the Braves. It'll be Swanson, Darno, and Olson against the right-hander Zack Wheeler. Here's a 6-6. Wheeler's pitching out of the first column. Charlie Morton is pitching out of the second column. So a 6-6 to a 19 is going to be a long single for Dansby Swanson. That's down the left field line as he pulls it over the third baseman Boehm's head. And he is hustling right out of the box as it takes a minute for the left fielder Schwarber to get there. And Swanson is running on him, and that's going to be in safely for a hustle double. Brings up Darno, runner scoring position with nobody out. It's a 1-4. A 1-4 to an 8 is going to be a hit by pitch or a walk. That's a 1, so actually Wheeler comes in a little bit too high and tight and hits him in the shoulder. And that's going to be a walk down to first base as he gets hit by the pitch. So 2 on now for Matty Olson. Olson heating up, has been hitting doubles like crazy. So here's a 22. So we're coming out of this first column. There's nothing there. 22 to a 29 is going to be a double or a triple. It's a triple if the D9 is a 7, 8, or 9. Our D9 is a 3. So that's going to be a 2-bagger for Matt Olson. As just like in the game, he goes right into that left center field gap and he drives in 1 with Swanson coming home to score easily. Darno, they're going to hold up at third, and we're going to have runners at second and third. So RBI single or RBI double from Matt Olson brings up Riley. There's a 2-4 to a 21. 2-4 to a 21 is a double play or a strikeout, so that's going to be a K for Wheeler as he gets the first out of the ball game. That's a 1-5 to Ozuna, who's a -1. 1-5 to a -1 is going to be a base knock. So Ozuna, solid hit into left field, and that's going to drive in the run from third, and that's a 2-0 lead for Atlanta as Ozuna knocks in the second run of the inning, second run of the game, and that puts runners at first and third now as they hold up Olson at third base. Not good speed necessarily, and that'll be Mike Ford to the plate. 1-6 to Ford is going to be a fly ball, and on the 1-6, it's all flyouts with runner advances. So they're deep flyouts that all the runners are able to advance on. So that's going to be a sac fly here. And that will be to the right fielder. So we're just going to call that a sac fly to the outfield. And Ozuna is actually able to move up on the play as well. So that's going to be another RBI, 3 runs in for the Braves in the first inning. And this is Arcia to the plate, 2-5, 2-5 to a 1. Be a flyout with an error check, so it's a fly ball to right field. The right fielder is Herrera, and it is going to be an error. And so it just keeps piling up on the Phillies here as that runner is going to move over to third base. Got runners at first and third now. Excuse me. Should be 2 outs. Runners at first and third, and Adam Duvall to the plate. 4-5 to Duvall, who is a -9. That's going to be a fly ball to right in center field. And the center fielder was Moniak. He comes over and he makes the play. So third out of the inning, but not before the Braves get 3, and they take a 3-0 lead over the Phillies in Philadelphia. I think they came out of the first inning with a 2-0 lead in the game. Yeah, they came out of the top of the first with a 2-0 lead. So they did put up a couple runs on Wheeler early. I believe he gave up 3 total in the game. I think that's right. Yeah, he went 6 1/3. He gave up 3 earned runs, including a couple of home runs. So gave up a home run to Darno and somebody else. Olson, I think. All right. We go to the bottom of the first. It's going to be Kyle Schwarber, Rhys Hoskins, and Nick Castellanos against Charlie Morton. There's a 2-3. 2-3 to Schwarber, who's a 27. That's going to be a ground out with an error check. So it's ground ball to first. Possible error on the first baseman. The first baseman is Olson, and he does make the errors. He boots the first play of the game, and that's going to be an E3, and there's a runner at first base for Rhys Hoskins. It's a 5-6. 5-6 to a 19 is going to be a hit by pitch or a walk. So that's going to be a walk, and that's going to put 2 on for Nick Castellanos. So both starters having a bit of a struggle here in the first inning. That's a 3-5 to a 3. 3-5 to a 3 will be a strikeout, and so Charlie gets him on that big hook and gets him swinging for out number 1. Brings up JT Realmuto. A 26 to a 0 is a ground out. That's a ground out to Dansby Swanson. So we're going to assume this out at second base. So that's going to be out number 2. And then let's check against Realmuto's speed. If it's a 1-6, he beats it out. Otherwise, it is a double play. And he does beat it out for a fielder's choice. We'll go 6-4 on the fielder's choice. This runner is going to go to third. And we have runners at first and third, but 2 outs in the inning. Didi Gregorius to the plate. So 3-6 to a 0. 3-6 to a 0 is going to be a fly ball. That's hit into the left center field gap, but Ozuna ranges over and has enough time to make the play. So that's going to be 3 down, and Morton escapes a jam. It's 3-0 Braves as we head to the top of the second inning. They're facing off against Zack Wheeler. It'll be Michael Harris II and then back to the top of the order with Swanson and d'Arnaud. A 1-2 to a 3 is going to be a ground out. That is to the second baseman. So any ground ball, the D8, if the D8 is an 8 or a 9, that's going to go to second base. If it's a 6 or a 7, it's going to go to shortstop. I'm thinking about changing that because that gives, it should probably be 6, 7, 8 to the shortstop, 4 and 9 to the second baseman. Second base is not typically going to handle more balls than shortstop, but or maybe it'll just depend on the batter. Harris is left-handed batter. Maybe that makes sense for it to go to second base. But it's going to be Swanson to the plate. He doubled and scored in the top of the first inning. That's a 2-6. 2-6 off of the first column is going to be a strikeout as Wheeler gets him looking. And that's going to be out number 2. And Travis d'Arnaud to the plate. He was hit by a pitch, and he scored in his last at-bat, but he is not going to in this one. As he swings through a slider, and that's going to be the end of the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Braves in the top of the second as Wheeler finds the strike zone. It's going to be Herrera, Bohm, and Stott. So getting to the bottom of the order for Charlie Morton. A 2-2 to Herrera, Abdul Herrera. 2-2 off of Morton's column is going to be a double. So he avoids the triple. And Herrera now stands at second base as he doubles down the right field line. And it's going to be Bohm. He has a runner in scoring position, but he's not a very good hitter. He's been a -7 batting runs this year, which puts him in this sort of last column, D column. 2-4. 2-4 to him is going to be a double play or strikeout. There's only one option here, and that's Charlie Morton as he gets him with the high fastball, and Bohm can't pull the trigger. Brings up Stott. Stott, the young second baseman. Runner at second base with one out. And here's a 1-1. A 1-1 off of Charlie Morton's column is going to be a strikeout, and he gets the youngster swinging, and that's going to be 2 down now with Mickey Moniak coming to the plate. Here's a 1-3 to a -8. 1-3 to a -8 is going to be a ground ball. To Dansby Swanson. Up with it and over to Olson, and they get out number 3. So the Phillies strand a runner at second base on the leadoff double by Herrera and can't cause any damage in that inning. So we go to the top of the third. It's 3-0 Atlanta over Philadelphia. Olson, Riley, and Ozuna are up against the righty Zack Wheeler. Olson with an RBI double and a run scored in his last at-bat. It's a 2-3. 2-3 to a 29 is a ground out with an error check. So that's going to be a ground ball to second base and no error on the play. So Olson grounds out for out number 1. If it's a 1 or a 2 on the D9, then it's worthy of an error check. If it's a 1, it's an automatic error on everybody. If it's a 2, it's an error if their fielding is a minus. If they're a plus, they can only make an error on a 1. So pretty simplistic error system, but it seems to work pretty well and give you pretty even results, actually. So here is Austin Riley with 1 out and nobody on, a 5-6. That's going to be a strikeout as Wheeler gets his 1, 2, 3, 4th strikeout of the game. And here is Ozuna, a 4-6 to a -1. 4-6 to a -1. It's going to be a double play or a strikeout, and he gets Ozuna looking on a perfectly placed fastball. So 1, 2, 3 go the Braves again. In the top of the third inning, it's 3-0 Atlanta as we head to the bottom of the third, and the Phillies are going to flip the lineup back over. It's going to be Schwarber, Hoskins, and Castellanos, who were able to get something going in the first inning, just couldn't score any runs. Here's a 6-6. 6-6 to a 27. It's going to be a long single. Schwarber's only a 5 speed, so he's just going to stop at first base. Had runners been on base, they would have got an extra base. Here's a 2-5 to Hoskins, who is a 19. 2-5 to a 19 is a flyout, but an error check. So that's going to be a flyout to the center fielder, Harris. Check the error. No error on the play as he gets over into the gap and he makes the play. So F8 for out number 1. Schwarber's going to stay at first. And Castellanos is up with 1 out and a runner at first. Here's a 1-5 to a 3. 1-5 to a 3 is going to be a base knock for Castellanos as he goes the other way. And we're just going to go station to station with Kyle Schwarber. And it'll be JT Real Muto up, 1 out and 2 on. And he grounded out, beat out a ground ball to short in his first at bat. Here's a 3-5. No such luck here as he's going to strike out. That's going to be a K for Charlie Morton as he gets Real Muto. Phillies catchers had a really tough year. You don't expect to see a 0 batting runs for JT Real Muto this late in the season. But from what I understand, he's climbed up to that. So it's been kind of a tough year for him. Same with Adam Duvall. It's just kind of been a tough year to get things going in the same direction. It's going to be Didi Gregorius, the shortstop. 2 on the pond and 2 outs. And Gregorius gets 3-5, and that's going to be the same exact result. That's going to be a strikeout. 2-0 batting runs players. So Gregorius goes down on the big Charlie Morton curveball. And so Morton gets out of another jam and has not given up any runs yet so far. And we go to the top of the fourth. Braves are up 3-0. For Atlanta, it's going to be Ford, Arcia, and Duvall in the top of the fourth inning against Zack Wheeler. A 1-5 to a -2. 1-5 to a -2 is going to be a base knock for Mike Ford. So he gets a hit. He's already got a sacrifice fly and an RBI in this game, so he's playing well. There's a 2-4. That's going to be a gift for Wheeler. A 2-4 to a 1 will be a double play or a strikeout. So we're going to go 4-6-3 because it is a double play situation. So we get the fielder's choice, force out at second base, and over to first for out number 2. So base is cleared now. 2 outs and Adam Duvall to the plate. 5-6 to Duvall. That's going to be a K as he goes to 0 for 2. 1-2-3 inning for Wheeler as he faces the minimum that inning and puts up another scoreless frame against the Braves. It's 3-0 Atlanta as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. In the bottom of the fourth, the Phillies will send up Herrera, Bohm, and Stott to the plate. Herrera doubled in his last at-bat, and that's not going to happen here. As a 2-4 to a -4 is a strikeout. Charlie Morton gets him looking. That's strikeout number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the day for Charlie Morton. And Alec Bohm, a 1-2. That's going to be a ground out to the second baseman. And the second baseman is Arcia over to Olsen for out number 2. Here's a 5-5 to Stott. A 5-5 to a -15 will be a line out, or if it's a foul out if it's the D9 is a 5 or greater. It's a 1. So that's going to be a line out to the shortstop. I like to do a second roll there just to see where the ball goes. That's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Charlie Morton as both pitchers are getting into a groove here. So we go to the top of the fifth inning, 3-0 Atlanta. It'll be Harris leading off again and Swanson and d'Arnaud in this inning. There's a 2-6. 2-6 is going to be a strikeout off of Wheeler's card. So Michael Harris, the second, now 0 for 2 in this game. Dansby, 1 for 2, has a double and a run scored. Here's a 2-6. That's going to be another strikeout. So back to back go the Braves in the fifth inning. And d'Arnaud comes to the plate. A 3-5 for d'Arnaud. He's an 8. 3-5 to an 8 is going to be a strikeout. So Zack Wheeler, impressive, comes in and strikes out the side in the fifth. And still 3-0 Braves as we head to the bottom of the fifth inning. It'll be Moniak, the 9-hitter, and then back to Schwarber and Hoskins at the top. Here's a 5-6 to a -8. That is going to be a strikeout, and that'll be another strikeout for Charlie Morton, as I believe that's number 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did I miscount before? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 strikeouts for Charlie Morton in 4 1/3 innings. Go back to the top of the order with Schwarber. Schwarber's 1 for 2. He's gotten as far as third base, but hasn't scored yet. There's a 4-5. Could be serious trouble here. 4-5 to a 27. Oh, and it's just a single. But back-to-back singles now for Schwarber in his last 2 at-bats. And that brings up Rhys Hoskins. Hoskins is 0 for 1. There's a 1-3. A 1-3 is going to be a ground out. and that's a grounder to the first baseman. So we're going to assume that out at second base as we go 3 to 6, and then let's roll against Hoskins' number. It's a 5, and he beats it out at first. So it's going to be a 3-6 fielder's choice, and that'll be out number 2 at second. So runner at first base for Castellanos, 2 outs. There's a 2-2. That could be trouble. 2-2 off of Charlie Morton's going to be a double. So 2-bagger there. And we've got Hoskins, who doesn't have great speed. That's a double down the right field line. Right fielder is Darno. He's a plus fielder. And we got Real Muto coming up. They're down 3-1. Got to start making something happen. So we're going to roll. We're going to try to see if Hoskins can score from first on this one. His speed is a 5, so anything 1 to 5, he's going to be safe at home. And they get him at the plate. So that's going to be, we'll say, 9 to 4 to 2. We'll call it 9 to 4 to 2. So right fielder is Duvall. He hits the relay man at second base, which is Arcia. Arcia throws a peg, and they get Hoskins at the plate. So that's going to be an opportunity there. It was a 50-50 chance there for Hoskins, and he came up short. So that's going to be the end of the inning. 3 down, and the Phillies get a couple on, but they can't score. And we go to the top of the 6th inning. It's going to be Olson, Riley, and Ozuna coming to the plate against Wheeler. Wheeler only at 20 batters face. Morton at 20, 18, 19, 20, 21. So doing good with the starting pitchers so far. There's a 2-5 to a 29. 2-5 to a 29 is going to be a fly out, but an error check. So fly ball to center field. And no problem for the center fielder Moniak as he makes the play for out number 1. Austin Riley to stand in against Zack Wheeler. It's a 1-1. 1-1 is going to come as a strikeout, and that's going to be the hat trick for Riley, who's had a tough day of it. Ozuna stands in now. It's a 1-6 to a -1. 1-6 to a -1 is going to be a fly out. And it's a fly ball to left center field. And on the run is the left fielder Schwarber as he gets over and makes the play. Another 1-2-3 inning for Wheeler. So the game cruising along here. Bottom of the 6th inning, Braves up 3-0. They scored 3 in the top of the first, but haven't gotten anything else since. And the Phillies have had a hard time mustering anything against Charlie Morton. But let's see what they can do here. This Real Muto, Gregorius, and Herrera. That's a 3-6 to a 0. 3-6 to a 0 will be a flyout. That's a fly ball to right center field. And the right fielder is Duvall, playing right field in this game in place of Ronald Acuna Jr. Braves having to switch quite a few things around with no Albies and no Acuna has definitely taken some of the firepower out of their lineup. It's going to be Gregorius. Gregorius with a 0 batting runs. Here's a 4-4. 4-4 to a 0. That's going to be a knock as Gregorius comes up with a base hit. He's at first. Let's let Herrera hit. He's 1 for 2. That's a 2-6. 2-6 to a -4. 2-6 to a -4 is going to be a ground out. And that's a little nubber out in front of the plate that the catcher jumps on. We're going to go fielder's choice. So just go 2-6 down to second base, see if they can complete the double play. Herrera runs well. He's a 6, and he'll make it to first, and that'll be a 2-6 on the fielder's choice. But it is going to be 2 outs in the inning now, and Alec Boehm comes to the plate with a runner at first. It's 4-6 to a -7. That'll be a double play or a strikeout with 2 outs. We'll just go take the K and give that to Charlie Morton. And that's going to be the end of the inning for the Phillies as they get, they stram 1. They do get 1 hit and just can't seem to get anything going forward on offense. We head to the top of the 7th inning. Zack Wheeler still in the game. Here's 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3. So still pitching strong, still pitching out of the first column. Hasn't really run into any trouble outside of this first inning. And he'll be facing off against Ford, Arcia, and Duvall. So there's a 2-3 to a -2 is a ground out with an error check. So that's a ground ball to the shortstop. Let's check the error. No error on the play as Gregorius makes the play over to first. It's low and in the dirt, but doesn't make the error, and so that's going to be out number 1. Arcia to the plate now. He's reached on an error, and he is 0 for 2. That's a 3-6 to a 1. 3-6 to a 1 is going to be a fly out. That's a fly ball to right center field. The right fielder is Herrera. It's got a bead on it. He makes the play over in right center field. So it's going to be Adam Duvall to the plate. He's over 2. That's a 2-5 to a 9. I'm sorry, 2-5 to a -9. That's going to be a fly ball with an error check. So it's a fly out to left field. Hit pretty well, and the left fielder's going back on it. And the left fielder is Schwarber, and he makes the play just short of the track as he had to turn his back and run straight to the fence on that one. But another 1-2-3 inning for Zack Wheeler, who has he's almost reached his limit here. Not quite. He's got one more inning in this first column, and we'll see what the Phillies decide to do here. But it's going to be Stott, Moniak, and Schwarber against Charlie Morton, who has pitched very well. So there's a 1-4 to a -15. 1-4, so nothing here in this column. 1-4 to a -15 is a hit by pitch or a walk. D9 is a 9, so that's going to be a walk. And for Morton, only a second walk of the game. And let's see what we can do here with Moniak. That's a 1-3. 1-3 is going to be a ground out. It's a chance for a double play. Grounder to first baseman, Olson. And we go 3-6 on the fielder's choice. And Moniak's speed is a 6, so tough to double up, but they get him as they go 3-6-3. And they turn the double play. So Olson to Swanson and back to Olson for the twin killing. And it's going to be Schwarber up with 2 outs. And he is 2 for 3 on the day. There's a 5-6. What is he? He's a 27, so a 5-6 is actually going to be a walk to Schwarber as he gets on base again, which is why he is leading off. Third walk of the game for Charlie Morton, and that brings up the dangerous Rhys Hoskins. 1-5 to a 19. 1-5 to a 19 is going to be a ground ball to Dansby Swanson. No problem as he goes over to first, and Olson squeezes it for the out. So that's going to be another inning gone by with no runs for the Phillies. They're being blanked so far. Atlanta's up 3-0 as we head to the top of the 8th inning. Phillies going to stick with Wheeler for right now. It's got the bottom of the order starting off. So Harris, then Swanson, then d'Arnaud. 2-6, going to be another strikeout for Wheeler. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Ks for Zack Wheeler in this one. Sorry, computer went off. All right. Just in case I need to make any changes, I'd like to have the computer ready to go. It's going to be Dansby Swanson. Standing in, he is 1 for 3. He has a double and a run scored. 1-3 to Swanson. He makes some contact here, but he's going to ground out to the third baseman, Bohm. Bohm, no problem, picks it over to first, and that's out number 2. And Travis d'Arnaud to the plate. A 1-4 is going to be a walk to d'Arnaud, who's an 8. So that's going to be a hit by pitch or a walk. It's a 2, so it's a walk and not hit by pitch. And the Braves have 1 on with 2 out, and Matty Olson to the plate. There's a 1-1. 1-1 off of Zack Wheeler's column is going to be a strikeout as he gets Olson swinging through a fastball. So the Braves go down in the 8th. Wheeler with another couple of strikeouts. He's got 12 in the game, over 8 innings pitched. And he has officially met his limit. Probably going to bring in a reliever. No need to push him as they're behind unless they can come and get take the lead in this inning. Charlie Morton is at 27, 28, 29. He's officially past his mark. And so I think we need to go ahead and bring in a reliever. Braves are trying to hold down this 3-0 lead. They've got 6 more outs to go, and I think we're going to go with Minter. All right, that's going to close the book on Charlie Morton as we bring in A.J. Minter, the lefty. He's got a 201 FIP, a little elevated from what it's been. He's been under 2 for a couple weeks now. He had a tough game the other night, gave up a home run or something the other night, and it's four batters that he can face. He's really just a one inning guy, so he's coming in to set up for Jansen. Actually, Jansen is not available in this game. He is having some heart palpitation type problems, so we'll have to bring in Will Smith, I guess. Probably should have brought in Smith first. But we're facing the heart of the lineup. Maybe it's just better to go with Minter. So Morton goes 7, 6 hits, no runs, 3 walks, and 8 Ks. So very nice start for Charlie Morton. Definitely a quality appearance here. Same for Zack Wheeler, who will remove the next inning. But we got Castellanos, Realmuto, and Gregorius up for the Phillies. Castellanos 2 for 3. There's a 1-4, 1-4 from Minter. Minter's pitching out of this column here. So a 1-4 to a 3 is going to be a walk. So nothing like bringing in your reliever. And he walks the first guy. It's going to be Realmuto to the plate. He's 0 for 3. That's a 3-5 to a 0. And this is a little bit more like it. That's going to be a strikeout there. So it's going to be 1 out in the inning as Minter gets Realmuto. 1 down, runner at first base, and Didi Gregorius to the plate. Gregorius single on his last at bat. Here's a 1-6. It's going to be a fly out, but it's going to be deep enough to get the runner to second base. So we're going to go F8 on the put out as Harris makes the catch, and he's up on the track alertly. Castellanos tags and goes to second base. Here's a 2-2, 2-2 for Herrera. This could be another double here. He's already got 1 in the game. 2-2 to a -4, pitching out of this first column. And that's going to be a double or a triple if the D9 is an 8 or 9. It's to 4. So that's going to be a 2-bagger. And that's going to score the run from second base. So the Phillies manufacture a run in that inning. And that's going to be second double a day for Herrera, first RBI. He is now 2 for 4. Brings up Alec Bohm to the plate. Bohm is 0 for 3 with 2 Ks. It's a 1-2. It's going to be a ground out. And that will end the inning as Arcia gets it over to Olsen. Minter comes in, does give up 1. Phillies are now down 3-1. And we're going to get a new pitcher for Philadelphia. No need to continue to push Wheeler. So let's get that in there. Let me find a new pitcher for them. All right, we're going to bring Brad Hand in. He is a left-hander for the Phillies. That's going to close the book on Zack Wheeler. Wheeler, 8 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, and 12 Ks. Had a tough first inning here. But other than that, has been pretty smooth sailing for the Phillies, and would not expect anything less from an ace. You can kind of see here, right? Both good starts. 1 coming out of the first column, 1 coming out of the second. So a little bit of a difference, especially when you get into walks and strikeouts. That's kind of what you're going to see because that's what the numbers show between guys who are pitching in this first column and who are pitching in the second column. And then as you get down here, the walks increase even more. And the strikeouts decrease. So that's sort of how I figured those columns anyway in the game. And it's going to be Brad Hand. He's got a 3.64 FIP, so he'll be coming out of the second column here. He can go 4 batters. He'll be facing off against Riley, Ozuna, and Ford. Riley with the hat trick, trying to avoid wearing the golden sombrero. A 1-5 to a 21. 1-5 to a 21 is going to be a ground out, so he makes some contact this time. But it's right to the first baseman, and he's going to take it 3 unassisted to the bag. So that's out number 1. Brings up Ozuna. Ozuna with an RBI single in the first inning. There's a 1-1. 1-1 against Hand's column. It's going to be a strikeout. So Ozuna strikes out for the second time in this game. And it will bring up Mike Ford, who had a single. He's 1 for 3. 1-6 is going to be a fly out. And that's a fly ball hit to right field, but playable. And so the right fielder is Herrera, and he squeezes it for the out. So a 1-2-3 inning for Hand as he comes in and takes care of the Braves. Phillies are down 3-1, and let's bring in Will Smith. All right, Will Smith will be entering the game, trying to get jiggy with it. So it's going to be Mentor close the book on. It's not close the book. He came in and he gave up 1 hit and 1 run. He had 1 walk and 1 K. So ones are wild for AJ Mentor in this game. He followed up Morton's strong start, and Will Smith is going to try to close it out. They have a 3-1 lead. Smith, the former closer with the Giants and the Braves. And we'll see what he can do. He's got a 4.50 FIP, so he's actually pitching out of the 3rd column, which could be a roller coaster ride here. But he is facing off against the bottom of the order. It's going to be Stott, Moniak, and then back to Schwarber at the top of the order. There's a 5.6. 5.6 to a -15 is going to be a strikeout as Will Smith gets him with the slider. Strikeout number 1, out number 1. In the 9th inning. Phillies down to the last 2 outs. Here's Moniak, the center fielder. This is 2.5 to a -8. 2.5 to a -8 is going to be a fly out with an error check. It's a fly ball to right field. Let's check Duvall. He can only make an error if it's a 1. It's a 2, and he gets there and he makes the play. So the advantage of having good fielders. Brings up Kyle Schwarber to the plate. Schwarber is 2 for 3. He walked his last time up. Here's a 1.6. It's a high fly ball. It's hit well into deep right field, but that one's going to stay in the park as Duvall makes the out on that, and that's going to end your ball game. So the Phillies can't muster up anything in the 9th, and they go down to the Braves in this one 3-1. Let me go ahead and tally everything up, and then I'll come back with the totals. All right, and we're back with the totals. Braves are going to win this one 3-1. This is at the Phillies, played on June 28th. 2022. They're going to win 3-1. 3 hits on 4, or 3 runs on 4 hits, 1 error. For the Phillies, it's 1 hit or 1 run on 7 hits and 1 error. So relatively clean game played here. Outside of scoring in the 1st inning, pretty light for the Braves. Not a lot going on. Had RBIs from Ozuna, RBI single, and a sac fly from Ford in the 1st inning. Accounted for 2 of those. Matty Olson with an RBI double. And really that's all that happened for the Braves. So it all happened in the 1st inning, and that was pretty much it. As Zack Wheeler goes 8 innings, gives up 3 runs, has 12 Ks and only 1 walk. He does take a really tough luck loss there, as you should win with a line like that. But instead, Charlie Morton picks up the win. It's going to be 7 innings, 6 hits. 3 walks, 8 Ks for Morton. Mentor comes in, and he gives up 1 run in the 8th, but he holds on to the lead. And then Smith comes in for the 1 inning save. For the Phillies, a couple hits from Schwarber, a couple hits from Castellanos. Castellanos also scored on the Odubel Herrera double. He was 2 for 4 with a couple doubles. So Phillies generated a little bit of offense, had 7 hits, just scattered them all over the place. Couldn't get anything going against Morton. Had a couple of double plays in here as well. There's a killer here. Just kept them off the bases, and I thought they had another one. They legged out a couple of potential double plays, so that was pretty good for them. Had a runner thrown out at the plate here. This was sort of a key play in the game when they would have had 2nd and 3rd. Sent them home, trying to just generate a little bit of offense as it got to the middle part of the game, and got thrown out on a double to right field, trying to score from first. So that's going to be all for this game. Player of the game, I guess Morton. I don't know. No one really stands out. I mean, he had a good game, but, Wheeler bested him a little bit. But I guess it's Charlie Morton because nobody stood out here for sure. Excuse me. And again, this is our Braves Instant Replay. This is game number 75 on the season for the Braves. So approaching the halfway point. Braves are 4 games out, I believe. 3 games out. Four, I believe, from the Mets right now. They won last night, so they've taken first two games against the Phillies. Let's see if they can sweep. That would be great, and put a little distance between them and Philadelphia and close in on the Mets. And this is our Braves Instant Replay. So we're playing the first game of every series in 2022. How do we get these numbers, you say? Because normally tabletop baseball games only have the numbers from the year before. Well, I go and take the ZiPS projections that are updated every day, and on the game day, I take those projections, I put together a whole roster sheet for the entire Major League Baseball universe using those projections, and then I have a spreadsheet that calculates these formulas for us for on base. And I released that spreadsheet actually to the Facebook group. So if you want access to that, so you can pre-play or replay this season using actual, updated Zips projection numbers, you can join the Facebook group. I'll put the link in the description and answer a few questions. We'll get you into the group. It's a private group where people are sharing leagues that they're playing, talking about the game, asking questions. I'm sharing game news and my own gameplay, as well as all of these videos for the Braves Instant Replay are being shared there as well. So it's sort of the first line of getting any sort of news or contact about on-base baseball, and others are playing there as well. Sorry. Sorry about that. Needed to sneeze. Hopefully that didn't come through on the camera. So join the on-base Facebook group, and you'll be able to get access to these every time. So it's usually a couple times a week, sometimes 3 times a week. You're getting updated numbers, and those are free to download, free for you to use. Sort of a trial run for releasing a pre-play type of set, 2023, which I plan to do next year in the spring. As soon as those first Zips projections are created, we'll use those and give those. They'll be for sale that you can purchase those. What else was I going to say? With on-base baseball, you can purchase the game. We actually have these roster sheet sets. Gotta watch how fast you say that. Roster sheet sets from the 1950s, so 1950 all the way through 2009. We have every player who's ever played in the major leagues, and that's sort of where I'm up to at this point. But the entire 50s, 1950 to 59, the 60s, the 70s, 80s, 90s, and the 2000s. So you can, sometimes they call them the aughts. And so you can actually purchase one of those seasons for $20. You get 10 teams. Pick your favorite decade. And then, just like we have our game engine chart here, we actually have a localized or a normalized game engine chart for the particular decade. So you would see it here. It would say, 2000s game engine chart or 1950s game engine chart. And the outcomes and the percentages would closely match and mirror what happened during that decade. So you're gonna, you're getting 12 strikeouts here from your top level pitchers, basically your A level pitchers. Strikeouts would come down just a little bit if you were playing the 1960s, which is, just weren't as many strikeouts. You play in the 1950s, just weren't as many strikeouts as there are these days. So, but pitchers are still pitching in that top level. They're just getting different kinds of outs as far as outs and walks and things like that are concerned. Not as many opportunities for a home run in some of those earlier eras, although your power hitters still are going to hit a number of home runs. It was more normal to hit 20 to 25 at different parts of baseball history. Today, those guys are at 35. So, just try to normalize those across the decades. So you can purchase those at onbasebaseball.com, and you can go and go to the shop page, and all of everything is right there. You can purchase On Base Baseball. We have On Base Advanced, which is a whole different take on tabletop baseball if you want to check it out. And there's also a game called Quick Play Baseball, which is like a super fun, super fast, quick play game where you can get a whole season for nothing. I think it's $5, and you can play an entire season. And we have all of those players graded out. Play with a deck of cards and the rosters, and so it's a lot of fun to play that game. And you play a whole 9-inning game, but you only have one action per half inning, and it's really just, did you score runs or did you not? That's that's kind of what it comes down to, and I think a lot of people have had a lot of enjoyment with that game. So that's one to check out as well. All right, so that's going to end it here. Atlanta wins 3-1 over Philadelphia. This is played at Citizens Bank Ballpark on June 28th, 2022. And next up will be the Braves in Cincinnati. So they'll be taking on the Reds in a couple of days. So stay tuned for that. If you have any questions or comments about the game, about on base, just leave them down in the comment section below. I get to them pretty quickly. I'm online most of the time, and so I'll get to things as quickly as possible. All right, I think that's it from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.